so important that 13 of its 44 standard sermons came from this. Almost 1/3 of the sermons that all Methodist preachers were required to emphasize annually came from this. John Stott, whom Time magazine recently named among the 100 most influential people, and whom Billy Graham refers to as one of his closest friends, advisors, and confidants, says that this is probably the best known part of the teaching of Jesus, though arguably it is the least understood. Certainly it is the least obeyed. D.A. Carson, a respected and world-renowned practical theologian who has taught at Trinity since 1978, says that he is convinced that the Church of Christ needs to study this again and again. John Stott affirms the significance yet further by pointing out that it is the nearest thing to a manifesto that Jesus ever uttered, for it is his own description of what he wanted his followers to be and to do. And yet, unbelievably, not one single Christian higher education institution in the Midwestern United States currently offers a course in it, leaving the next generation of pastors and church leaders to guess at its meaning and relevance. What is it? What is this underutilized resource? It's the Sermon on the Mount. But not any longer. This valuable piece of timeless wisdom is now online. Veteran pastor and experienced Bible teacher David J. Swisher developed a fully online course designed to familiarize church leaders, pastors, and ministry students with the content and life applications of the Sermon on the Mount. Every Christian should have the opportunity to consider its content, but since many pastors do not devote more than a few sermons to it during their tenure at a church, future generations may lack this foundation unless Christian universities and Bible colleges offer courses that explore its themes. With 23 years of ministry experience and 8 years of experience working with instructional technology in higher education, Swisher is uniquely qualified to provide an engaging and life-transforming quality educational experience. Swisher has a Bachelor of Arts in Christian Ministries, emphasizing discipleship and spiritual formation, and this project was developed as his culminating project for his Master of Science degree in Instructional Design Technology from Emporia State University. The course features 10 modules, including an introduction, 8 major topics, and a conclusion, covering the full biblical text of Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. It includes illustrative graphics and practical examples of abstract concepts, particularly in the form of explanatory illustrations and videos. Consistent terminology and visual design cues to reduce the learning curve by addressing step size. And since people come from a variety of experience levels with different amounts of exposure to the Bible, the course regularly makes intentional reference to previous information learned to ensure maximum comprehension for all. Good instructional design has been an important focus of the project's development. For the overall project, the designer used the Morrison, Ross, and Kemp model of instructional design, particularly because of its cyclical emphasis on ongoing revision. The designer believes that the model's insistence upon formative, summative, and confirmative evaluation will prove useful in maintaining a vibrant instructional resource that continually meets needs and is responsive to environmental and institutional changes. Individual lessons were developed by paying close attention to the components of Gagne's 9 events of instruction. And pedagogically speaking, the learning activities are primarily constructivist in nature and styled after Vygotsky's approach, making effective use of zones of proximal development in an adult learning context, as well as utilizing scaffolding for good progression of both course content and student learning. So let's take a look at a sample lesson. Each lesson includes a lesson overview with a summary of the lesson plan, outline, and objectives, a video portrayal of the scripture text by professional actors using the visual Bible, which makes the passages come alive, reading assignments from the biblical text in various translations and from scholarly textbooks such as John Stott and B.A. Carson's classic works, a 10 to 15 minute presentation by the instructor highlighting the essential content, including textual, historical, and linguistic background, discussion of the various topics as well as various viewpoints and interpretations, and application to learners' current and future life and ministry contexts. Each lesson also includes participation in an online discussion forum with classmates, a learning practice activity that strengthens higher order thinking skills of critical reflection and creativity, a quiz to assess retention and efficacy, and supplemental resources for further study. The course was built using Axio Learning, a full-fledged learning management system developed by educators and instructional technologists at Kansas State University, and which is currently in use at Manhattan Christian College, K-State, Colby Community College, and other institutions. It is available to the instructor under special license for institutions which prefer other learning management systems. Use of the Axio Learning LMS ensures a user-friendly, intuitive interface, a readiness wizard to configure the user's computer to handle Java, pop-ups, Flash, and other multimedia, Teach Act compliance with embedded multimedia, a 24/7 help desk and technical support, and consistent uptime that far exceeds those of its competitors. Offering this resource this way provides consistent quality at a variety of institutions without having to significantly restructure faculty teaching loads. The online format eliminates the need for students or the instructor to relocate, and the instructor has taught the Sermon on the Mount content 9 times in a variety of settings ranging from Baptist to Church of God to Wesleyan, so has considerable experience. So if you're ready to bring the timeless wisdom of the Sermon on the Mount to the next generation of pastors, church leaders, and ministry students, contact David Swisher to discuss options for offering this newly developed instructional resource.